You know, in this crazy, hyper-connected world we live in, one little spark of controversy can feel like a career-ending inferno. But for some people, it seems like the flames just make them stronger. Today, we're going to break down the architecture of modern power. Welcome to the fortress that refuses to burn. Okay, so let's get right into it. Have you ever just watched a public figure walk through scandal after scandal, totally unharmed, and just thought to yourself, how? Seriously, how do they do that? It's a pattern that totally breaks all the old rules of public life. I mean, think about someone like the rapper 50 Cent. The man survived being shot 9 times at point-blank range. Now, that moment didn't end his story. Heck no, it became the very foundation of his legend, and he used it to fuel this incredible comeback, building a whole media empire. And it's not just in music. Look at the political arena. Donald Trump faced stuff that would have absolutely torpedoed any other campaign, but by just relentlessly controlling the story, never, ever backing down, he didn't just survive, he won the presidency. This playbook isn't just for rappers or politicians either. In the whole creator world, you've got streamers like iShowSpeed who actually thrive on chaos and volatility. He's controversial, he's always going viral, and to his huge Gen Z audience, the guy seems completely unstoppable. So, what's the connection here? What do these totally different people have in common? Well, it's not just luck, and it's not just their personality. It's a strategy. Whether they know it or not, they've all mastered the art of building what we're calling a digital fortress. So what is a digital fortress? Okay, it's not a literal castle with a moat. Think of it as a modern power structure that's built entirely online, and its one and only purpose is to protect influence no matter what kind of attack comes its way. And as we're about to see, it's built on 3 really crucial pillars. So here it is, the blueprint. Step 1, you have to control the narrative. Because let's be real, whoever tells the best story wins. They define what's real. Step 2, master the platform. You've got to become the king of whatever ecosystem you're in. YouTube, cable news, TikTok, it doesn't matter. And finally, step 3, mobilize your audience. This is key. You turn passive followers into a loyal defensive army. And once you see this pattern, you really start to see it everywhere. In hip-hop, in politics, in the creator economy, it's all over the place. What's fascinating is that this is the exact same blueprint for some of our favorite fictional anti-heroes, right? From Walter White to Tony Soprano. It's like we're just culturally obsessed with these stories of defiance. Okay, so let's break down how this fortress strategy actually plays out in these different arenas. The specific tactics might change a little, but those core principles of power and survival, they're pretty much universal. Let's look at the specific tactics. In hip-hop, it's all about that comeback story, surviving the scandal, overcoming adversity, and rebuilding bigger than before. In politics, it's about dominating the media cycle so you can control the story. And for creators, it's about thriving on the very chaos that would sink a traditional brand. What we're really seeing here is a fundamental shift in where power comes from. You know, old power, think of the big TV networks, it was all centralized. They were the gatekeepers, and they were really vulnerable to advertisers pulling out. But new power is different. It's held by independent creators who have a direct line to their audience, which makes them incredibly resilient to outside pressure. The whole dynamic between someone like Candace Owens and a network like Fox News is the perfect example of this shift. And the numbers. The numbers make this power shift crystal clear. The monthly reach of a top creator can now totally dwarf a primetime cable news show. Their YouTube channels are the new networks. Their comment sections are the new town square. It's a whole new world. So, what's the big takeaway from all this? What does it all mean? It means the game has totally changed. The most important trait for modern influencing isn't being perfect or avoiding mistakes anymore. The new rule of the game is simply resilience. So yeah, in the 21st century, the goal isn't to dodge the firestorm anymore. The goal is to build a digital fortress so strong, so well designed, that it simply refuses to burn. The source material for this explainer puts it perfectly. It says globalization now rests on digital fortresses, not IRL institutions. The entire center of power has shifted from the physical world right into the digital one. And that leaves us with one last, and maybe one of the most important questions to think about. In a world where building an unburnable fortress makes resilience the #1 virtue, what happens to accountability?